On a cool damp night, gave myself in that misty light, was hypnotized by strange delight under a lilac tree.
Spitting Hebrew, 3 and 1, combination, yeah. Well, how you want to talk like us after this? I.S.U.P.K and the American Priest inspiration, rock like how my house shine. Yeah, I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe and taste. I finally got the recipe. Passed down the ages and sitting under the family tree. Put my heart and all my soul stretched enough to feed. No wine, no holy nigga, I'm a priest. First I was lost. More song than my over the truth all along is the source of wrong. The feet the dogs, bread, bait, off the plate of cake, wishing to eat, fishing the got meat in the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. Seen it there for me. Lord knows it's what's left of me. Was missing. I found myself in the kitchen, water whipping up a piece of chicken just to feed my ambition. Or is it me trying to fill my greed? Cause when it always had to have some green, burning what I made up every day. Wasted eating, regurgitate. I had a taste for something different, wishing I knew what it is that had me on a mission. Ducking state prison, watching opposition on an expedition straight to perdition. For instance, full of capers often, 50 bands stashed in my apartment. Spark, they get to talking like Nintendo popping in the extra cartridge. Women hawking, best promoters. When she told her, framework Golex, still void and couldn't feel that hole. Sex money be over and over, but hold up, wait, what's that aroma? Frozen, I'm gone and I'm getting warmer. Closer and closer, I came to the home of the truth. I'm smelling the salt through my gullet. Rolling on through, how's I hopped out my garment? Look how my friends is falling. I've been anointed with all the button is working. Cutting, blazing, breaking down and observing. All the catering in Israel. The season all in the soil, but plenty wine in the oil. You find it's more finer than the gold, and I found the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe and taste. I finally got the recipe. Passed down the ages and sitting under the family tree. Put my heart and all my soul stretched enough to feed. No wine, no holy nigga, I'm a priest. First I was lost, and needed more song than my over the truth all along is the source of wrong. The feet the dogs, bread, bait, off the plate of cake, wishing to eat, fishing the got meat in the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. Seen it there for me. Lord knows it's what's left of me. First let me tell you right, you see this cake in a slice. There's some ingredients to suffice. Should be nice even if the spice ain't precise. Like the old life is a sacrifice. 2 or more in the name of Christ. Like the night you had to cut corners just to afford to fill all your short orders. It makes a lot of zeal as you go. One the kind of switch out your own. It was hard to pull crust and bread, but you kept holding till the crust was cold. And make it cold, ain't no other wood. You can never have too much brotherhood. We was mad eggs that would go bananas. Trying to be in the bandanas. Got you gon' need at least the faith of a mustard seed. When you stir in the pot up, the crush you gon' brew. Cause no, you ain't bit off more than you can chew. Only one Lord, faith and baptism. A lot of knowledge and wisdom. I'll keep you cool as a cucumber. If you find yourself in a pickle, I get your bread and lots of all, wine it all. Bring it all to a bowl. Not half-baked, cause lukewarm and get spit right back in the bowl. Cold, and nothing you forge it. Go find a man that the Lord's had for you and yours. And just remember that this ain't for it. You know about the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. I made wine. I made wine. I made wine. The recipe. I made wine.
art and its recipe.
Back roll.
Sharper than an I.S.U.P.K. on you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout, closed casket, burner in the low jacket, my co-captain, riding on these whole rappers, my hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses, it's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life.
Any man give his life for Yahanna, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that U.P.K. banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground.
it's true. Nigga, cool y'all. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, where the truth sit, hey, where warriors dwell. Be wise with them weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know two things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt, I'm gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My U.P.K soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that mean? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars. I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group time for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had them niggas spin like a tire, but down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
to work at Fox 5, boy. The class was like 5, 4, 3. And the point, you know, the point to it, 2. All right, we up? All right, most side, Jack. You have some Shabbat the thumb. You have some thumb, but show me outside. DC scripture breakdown and law class. You could ask all your questions, you know, get them answered. You know, tonight we're gonna go into that sinners a little bit. I'm hear what you all think. Everybody postulating and hypothesizing about the damn movie. It's a movie. That's the first thing. It's only entertainment in a way, to a point. So we're gonna go into some of that. We answer any questions anybody have. I believe that's about it. What we have coming up? We have anything coming up? Chicago Cookout first. July. Charlotte is first. That's what, June. I think it's beginning of June. Then we have what? Somebody pull it up. You can just pull it up online, please. Let's run through it. All right. Let's have it standard too in the in there to pull up. All right. And all the cookouts are the dates. You'd advertise them in every class. You know what I mean? Right. Y'all make sure and like and share all them videos that going viral again. Big up to man and Yahanna, man, putting together excellent Passover, hardest working man in Israel, and all the events. Big up Captain Akkad and that Hebrew Academy. Get our hand, all the instructors, because brother, they see us training and we get in the right reaction: fear and honor. Who is not honoring us is fearing us, and who is not fearing us is honoring us, and that's right. That's good. It's really the unity and the brotherhood that they're seeing. Like, despite what this world like to make you think, black men coming together in masculinity is one of the most I don't want to say attractive because of the day and age we're in, but it's really the best way to build your nation. It fishes everything. Like it's an attraction. It's like you're like an attraction at the museum or circus or something. You see a group of black men coming together in masculinity and unity and one, and they have order and discipline. And that's why even in the hip hop game, when some of those groups, they would have more success than others because of that black masculinity. The most noticeable is G Unit. When they came on the scene, it wasn't that type of masculinity that was there. It wasn't that, there was nobody else doing that type of, strong young man energy, but masculine. There was nobody, and that thing, that having that type of energy, it does take the world by storm. It does take it, because the other attraction is us destroying and killing each other. You get the point? The only thing stronger than that is brotherhood, and you'll see it everywhere. The brothers from the Caribbean, from the islands, we see it with different musicians. Different musicians have a more masculine, aggressive spirit, and they thrive more than the singy, dancey type niggas. You get the point? No. It's just something with us as a people, not just Israel, but the whole world. You get the point? Not just, the Israelites, but the world looks at that, as something valuable or something that's good to have around, versus being with the Christian, the effeminate Christian, or somebody like that. You get the point? Okay. So that level of masculinity they see on them tapes, you could pull it one of them tapes up too, if you need to. If you have one mic there that's good, you could probably just get Shapad the other one, and that way he could cycle that back and forth if anybody needs it. Okay.
I have the dates as well.
Go ahead. Well, let's get the dates after. Let's pull up the video as I'm talking about it. So now you're gonna see where having that level of interaction and brotherhood is always good. It's always, it's always that thing where you like to see that on in any way in life. You see it in movies a whole lot. You see it in any superhero movie. Is always some kind of brotherhood, some kind of somebody coming together, and the two of them come together and they work, or the three or the four or the five of them come together. It always catalyzes something with the audience and the admiration for it. So seeing, a couple hundred black men in all black, they ain't handsy pansy and like some fairies, They're actually doing hard workouts and, you know, like working out with a point, working out towards a goal and doing dangerous things, OC spray and all of that. You know what I mean? A couple broken limbs, broken, you know, members. You know what I mean? Like it's something, and then to hear that you're doing it for, you know, blacks and Latinos who may not even be aware of, you know, anything like that, there is something admirable, absolutely admirable. That type of controlled power and aggression, like that's what, you know, we need to see more of, and we're gonna have more of. So, you know, you're a young brother, you want to get into the Hebrew Academy, whether you black, so-called black, Latino, Native and First People, you just call the Israelite school a UPK closest to you. You call the I.S.U.P.K and that's closest in your zone, and let them know you're trying to sign up. If you're a sister and you have a son and you want to secure his future, you sign, you call and request. You know, you may not get accepted, but at least you put your request in, you make it known. If you have family members in the prison and they want to get they want to be in the Hebrew Academy as well, we have a prison program. You just have to call the school and give us the information, and we'll take it up from there. You know what I mean? At least they could come in here and learn and, you know, become an officer and teach if they don't get in the academy. But the academy is not open to everybody. It's very selective. And even in the selection process, if you get accepted to the academy, it don't mean you're gonna make it to the end. It's a very thorough, very rigorous, very high level, high discipline level process that produces young men that are able to go out and do the job that, you know, our leaders are not doing. You understand? They were able to go out there and do the job that, you know, so much of what we pay Esau to do, in terms of taxes and stuff. And I'm not saying don't nobody pay no taxes. Everybody should pay the taxes. But what you would expect from Esau, you're not gonna have it. You know what I mean? Today I saw the story with Kilmar. You all know, what's the brother named Kilmar something, the brother from Maryland who got deported to El Salvador, Kilmar Guerrero or something like that. Somebody look up his name. All right, look up his name real quick. I think it's Kilmar Guerrero or something like that. It might be. All right. Yikes. Can't say no, boy. Hold on. No, I just talk about discipline. I see you try to trick me, Satan. You can't come in here. It's sinners. Now I'm gonna regrettably have a pass tonight. God damn. That's the one. I'm gonna probably take it after for the show. If you see me cooking out on the show later on, just, you know, let me see the bottle of the advertising for the come closer. Yeah, if you don't see me acting the fool on the show, this is why. All right, this is the cremas here from courtesy Yatazan and Rib. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. God damn. Yeah, I'm a pass. Like, it's like, let me take a sip of this good 1925 water.
I'm not gonna pass.
Because I said, turn down for what? Turn down for what?
His name is Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Sir.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, right? He was deported wrongfully because Trump and his team, his Fourth Reich, said that Kilmar is a MS-13 member and he's a gangster, and all the tattoos mean that he's a high-level gang member. Come to find out, this brother got, you know, a wife and like 3 or 4 kids and been living in Maryland for however long, right? So now they came up with a story saying they just found out that he has several restraining orders against him. That his wife done called the police on him 3-4 times in the last 5 years. And I think they have one from 2021, 2022. And one of them from 2021, when they interviewed her, she said that the police report said that he punched her in her face and threatened to kill her. When they interviewed her, she said he didn't touch her, but they was arguing and was heated. So she wanted to protect herself in case it went left. And this is a lesson. And it's definitely, you sisters, y'all all should come in the UPK and let somebody who got good sense direct every movement you make. Right. I mean, down to the time where you wake up in the morning. You should ask somebody that thing, because that call you make when you want to be right in a situation. Now, I'm not saying there ain't gonna come a time where your life might be at stake, and that's the other half of coming into the school. But just because you in a situation, or you cause a situation, or you want to have power, which 90% of the time, that's what it is. 90% of them phone calls to Esau about some domestic shit is because you don't want to listen. It's because you don't want to yield to the man, or you done did something to violate him, and you think you're married to your girlfriend, where you'll just trade slights and passive aggressiveness. You don't know a man is going to knock your jaw open. So the situation, it gets out of control, and now Esau is involved. So now, even though he doesn't have a record, they're using this against him. And now remember, his woman was all on the TV. So Trump came out today and said, he could bring Kilmar home, and they're working it out with El Salvador, but he could just bring him home now. But then he said, let's not act like he's some squeaky clean guy. That's what he said. That's what they're saying on the news. So you ought to understand too, now more than ever, as a woman for sure, and as brothers too, they will use whatever against you. They'll use every single thing against you and have no mercy about it, have no recourse, have no regret. They'll use it against you if it means shaming you, right? If it means shaming you, they'll use it against you, and they'll profit off of it, which is why you need to come in here, because something going on like that, you just have to call the camp leader. You just call the camp leader of that city, and, a vehicle might come pick you up, or they'll send an Uber. They'll tell you, pack the bag, leave the house temporarily. They'll talk to the brother. You're going to have to be separate for a period until a council is called, and then everything will be worked out from there. But you call Esau on these things, brother, it's never going to end up well for you at all. Now, I'm not saying never call. I'm not saying what if this is a legitimate, domestic issue. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the 90-something% of the time when this is just about, you're not doing this. Who the hell are you? You're not my father. That's the spirit of that type of argument. That which is 90% of the whole thing. Some bro just want to rule over the brother and will threaten him. And that's the other thing. That's why Eve got to have a power over her head, because her emotions is going to make her exercise power that's irreparable. Most men have a certain amount of restraint because a man understands his power. A man understands, if I put my all into the swing, it's going to be over. So I'm not going to swing on you. I might grab you. You get the point? I might do something, but I'm not going to, put everything into it, because I know what damage I can do. Eve does not have that meter. You get the point? She doesn't have that meter, and that's what's going on here with this brother, right? First, they were saying it was just one time she called. Then upon, more investigations, he done called before 4 or 5 times over a few years, and they showed the damn police report on the damn news with, I'm gonna kill you, this, that, the other, and I'm like, well, goddamn. Just like that, the whole thing it's going to turn. They're going to use it. They're going to absolutely use it. If not to fully, keep him there, to turn the public interest against him, because it's because of the public he got so much attention. The public stepped in and was like, "That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong." But now, they're gonna milk it. You're gonna hear more about it as time goes on. You get the point? As time goes on, you're going to get more about it. So now is the time that everybody needs to come into the truth, because Commander John Yahanna is building that. He's building that place where you could leave the world behind to go. We tell a lot of people, come into the truth, and leave your job, leave your family, leave whatever. Yeah, we got all that on the side. It's like walking through a mirror. It's just like walking through a mirror. It's just the reflection is way better than whatever you fathom in your mind. You get the point? So now is it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
The question is coming from Nathanya Allah. He says, Shalom Yahabashim Ashar Barakatha. My question is Christ's current state divine? Because is Christ's current state divine because he hasn't died since death, or is he still like a man? Is he still a man like us on earth?
Okay, when you say divine, what do you mean? You gotta explain what you mean when you say divine. I also want to make sure we get in the
Like, so while he's typing that response in,
Mhm.
when you were talking about how, you know, a man understands his power and he won't put it in the full.
In most most cases.
Khan. There was a viral video going around about with this older brother in a school, and this young kid, you know, stepped to him, and then he like yoked him up and like sat him down, but he was like
grabbed him.
He yoked him up and sat him down and you know, got in his face, but he didn't do anything after that. He just, you know, sat him down like, don't do this. Don't walk up on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's wrong with you? Don't do that. And then he was like, he was talking to somebody who was off camera, and he was like, hey man, come get this dude.
Yeah, he stopped right there. He stopped right. And then how many times do you see on camera the mother come to pick the boy up and she's smacking him all the way to the car? And she thinks that, okay, and this is a part of, okay, what I would say comes from slavery. Like, we are a people who, a lot of what we do is we have repercussions in mind from the very beginning. That's how we operate. We operate from a point of repercussions, and it comes from slavery. It comes also from poverty. It comes from being in a state where you're financially deprived. You can't afford certain mistakes. You can't afford none of that. I come from a background where, as children, you had to go to school with a school uniform. I know up here you all had the freedom of wear whatever the hell you want to. And that uniform, brother, could get your ass bust out. That shit a little too dirty, that shit ripped, because it costs money to repair it. Your parents ain't got that money. That new shoes, you trying to go play ball with that shit, nigga, you got to watch yourself. You got to figure out how you're doing this, because you could get beat over shoes. You get the point? So a lot of how we are comes from that. And of course, the Christian church, because Christianity gives you that false sense of pride, that you have to be a certain way to get accepted. So now parents who do stuff like that go down to the school and embarrass the child in front of the school. In their mind, they think they're communicating to everybody else that they're a good parent, that this child is acting out on their own and not because of the parent. Because look how good a parent I am. Look how good I am. I'm a good parent. Go in the car. You know better than that. It's not about discipline. It's about the parent's ego in the school. You get the point? That's what it is at that point. And that's irreparable damage, because that embarrassment lives with that person till they're grown. They don't never forget that shit, because they had to come back to school the next day. They had to come back to school the next day, and while they're in one side of the class, before the teacher come in, somebody near the other side of the class, lend me a pencil. Give me a sharpener. They're just clowning you. You get the point? It could be very embarrassing, especially for young girls. You see it with young girls too, where the mother come in and drape them up and pull them out by the hair and call them all kind of shit. Now this girl had to come back to school the next day. And that has nothing to do with discipline. Nothing. It has absolutely nothing to do with discipline. That's the parent's ego. It's a broken understanding of the situation. You think you're doing discipline, but that's not discipline. You're doing way more damage. Discipline is, you want to talk when we get home, no sweat. Because they're expecting to get it. And you're looking, yeah, all right, no problem. Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it. We'll sort everything out. And the car ride is calm. When we get in our house, though, that's something else. You get the point? Like, that's something you could repair, because you ain't doing it to them in front of somebody. And now you're not going overboard because you have an audience that you have to perform for now. You get the point? On the ride home, you might pull out a little more. They might tell you something that changed the whole dynamic. Oh, is that what happened? All right, no sweat. Yeah, but you still had to get punished for this, blah, blah, blah. But that knee-jerk reaction there is part of our brokenness. You get the point? As a society, it's part of our brokenness, and we really don't handle certain things well, and it translates into everything. That's why everybody needs to come in here and get fixed and get totally reprogrammed on how to deal with everything. Go ahead, Yahanna. It was Shapat. You got Yahanna?
I'm kind of a little off subject.
Mm-hmm. You good?
Up to what?
All right.
He responded,
Mhm.
and there's two other questions.
Okay.
He responded is divine, as in he's just like angels.
No. Okay, and okay. It sounds like your understanding of divine is a little bit incorrect. All right. Somebody look up, give me a definition of divine. And it just sounds like your understanding of it is a little incorrect. All right. We'll get to it. Before we get the other two questions, give me Ephesians 4 and start at 26. 26, go to 27. Quickly, I need it. Anybody who have it.
26 and 27.
Paul.
Can
Go ahead, please, Art.
the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 27.
Start at 26. Start at 26.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 26.
Go ahead.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Go ahead.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Right. So this is what he's saying. He's saying, don't be angry and sin not. It's not wrong to be angry, especially if you have a reason. It's good to be. You get angry. It's okay to be angry. It's fine to be angry. But he's saying and sin not, meaning what? Don't go overboard with the thing. You get the point? Don't go, and that comes back to what we talk about with the parents towards the children, Eve towards the brother towards Eve. It's good to be angry, but you ain't got to do something that you can't repair. And sometimes in the moment, you feel like you have to, go there with it. Because that even usually, which is school have a counseling department and therapy, it's good to go and get things explained. Usually the extreme act comes from a position of you feel like you're not being heard. And now you have to communicate louder. And this is louder than my loudest voice. I know you hear me now. Eve called the cops. I know you hear me now. Oh, you're listening now. You're on your good behavior now. Yeah, he about to hit me. Meanwhile, you outside. You get the point? Same thing with the parents to the child. It comes from that whole thing and frustration and stuff. And the Lord is trying to put a temper on it, saying, be angry and sin not. Go ahead, Shepard.
For the question, I wonder if this would be a good precept for the Christ, divine.
Let me come to that. I ain't even on that yet.
Come.
So just hold on to it, all right? Go ahead and read it out.
Verse 27. Neither give place to the devil.
Right? Neither give place to the devil, meaning give him no room. Give him no room. Don't let him put an inch. Don't none of that. Don't give them anything that they could use against you, even in the slightest way. She never, again, living under what? Biden and Kamala and the Democrats, they thought Trump was never coming back. They thought, that's an evil white man. This is a good white man. They don't understand white man is the devil. You get the point? They don't understand clear across the board. You calling them on your husband, and he ain't swing your jaw. He ain't did nothing. You all having an argument. People have arguments. God damn, fish in an aquarium have arguments. You come one day, you see scales all over the water. You got to separate them two damn bastards. You having an argument. You call Esau, not knowing. Now the whole world knows this man and you wasn't. You're they probably saying it's good he out of the country. You all need to be together. You get the point? Now they're turning the microscope on you now. You made that call. You. Did you have to? From what they're saying, out your own mouth. She's saying, no, he never hit her. It's just There was arguing, and the arguing get intense. And then in the her statement, she said he picked up her phone and smashed it. There had been some arguments. That phone usually means something. He ain't smash you. He take the phone and he smash it. It usually means something in that phone is getting more attention than him. I ain't gonna say no more. But it usually means that shit. If he take up the phone and he destroy it, sometimes there's something in that phone either you ain't letting him see or he's seen something in it that validates his anger. You get the point? Nevertheless, now all of that is there for Esau to use against him. You get the point? When y'all as a married couple had Maryland and America back on their heels because they got the wrong guy. He wasn't even, bring him back. Like it was this big news now. Now they're saying, maybe it's better he might be away because you and him always fighting. What about the kids now? What the kids see? If Esau want to make a case for your brother, they'll look at everything. You get the point? They'll go in there and look at everything. So now you have to make sure you're angry, but you sin not. Because if you do sin while you're angry, now you give Satan space to attack you. Now you give him space to use that against you. Now you what? You in that movie, you letting him in. You opening the door and you're letting him in. He only need you only need an inch to take a mile in him. He need a whole lot. You get the point? That's why every Black, Hispanic, and Native and First people needs to come up in here and get the knowledge of the Lord and the wisdom of the Lord, and know how to move, know how to navigate this world, know how to solve your problems in a way that people in the world wish they had, because they don't go to law with the oppressor and come out on the wrong end. What their idea of justice, they didn't know they was going to do that. You hear the verdict, you hear the judgment, and you was like, you're both looking at each other in the courtroom like, we didn't want this to happen, so why you come there? Like Israel, there's a place you can go where you can get justice from the Lord. You get counsel from the Lord. You get mercy from the Lord. This oppressor, he is absolutely merciless and toying with our lives. Trump said, yeah, I could bring him back. I could bring him back anytime. But let's not act like he was a model citizen. Do we know if Trump could bring him back anytime? I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I know when them Ball brothers was down there in China shoplifting, he said, I'll go get them out. And the father went and got them out. Trump tried to take the credit. Y'all remember that? So how we know what he's doing to kill him all? He probably don't even know who this damn brother is. But he's using it for mileage. And what is the mileage? A phone call you made when you was angry. That's the mileage. That's what he's using against it. It's ridiculous. What's the definition? What we have for divine?
Have a definition.
Go ahead.
Divine, of, relating to, or processing directly from God or a God. Being
read it one more time.
Kind. Of, relating to, or proceeding directly from God or a God.
Right? Of, relating to, or proceeding directly from God or a God. So divine is relating to God or of God. So, like, that's why I said your understanding of divine might be a little bit off, because you said, like, the angels. Are the angels are the only thing of God? No. You get the point? So what divine means, the Lord is involved. This thing is above man. This is like how they say divine intervention. You could have an intervention, but that could be you. It could be the police. That could be a judge. That could be your family members. But the Lord stopping something, that's what they would say is divine. Now, just for everybody in general, divine is not a vocabulary used in the UPK too often. I don't think ever, but I don't know. I ain't in every class. But I would probably strike divine from your vocabulary, brother. All right, is that brother who asked the question, right?
Kind.
Right. I would strike divine from your vocabulary. What you probably want to ask is, is Christ what's the question he asked about his body, if his body is like ours or something like that?
Yeah, concept. Go back to it. My question is Christ's current state divine because he haven't died since his death, or is he still like a man? Is he still a man like us on earth?
Okay, so instead of divine, what you want to another word you can use, right? I'm not saying this is the only word you could use: corruptible or incorruptible. And I say that because that is in the scriptures. That those words are in the Bible. Take me finally where after Christ came out of the tomb, and I think who it was, Thomas or John or one of them saw him, and he said, "Don't touch me yet, because I haven't seen the Father." You all know what I'm talking about? Gosh, I had to get one of these for the car. I could see that could come in handy. I find out if it's legal. It's a lighter. Shit. I don't smoke, but it's a lighter, officer. What you want? You want a light? Y'all got it yet?
John 20:17.
Let me hear. Or anybody who have it.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 20, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus saith unto her, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and to your God.
Right. So he gave an order to not touch him, because now he's back in the earth with a body that is not tainted. You get the point? A body that's not, it's not defiled. You get the point? It's not defiled. That's what you want to think about with this. It's not defiled, it's not tainted. He said, don't touch him. Yeah, he ain't go see the Father yet. So he had to go in there undefiled, clean, right? Not divine. Divine, when you use it like that in today's terminology of divine, it could be taken for something else, like like how you say, like how the angels are divine. When this scroll here is divine, according to the definition. You get the point? The wine that we use for the Sabbath service, by definition, it would be divine. This incense, of course, is divine. It's the Lord's favorite smell. You get the point? By definition. But I wouldn't use the word divine to describe it. It takes the teeth off of it. It takes the power out of what it really, what you really want to convey. And that's, again, because of the Christian church. All right? So now his current state is that. His current state is that he has a new body that is not like ours. It's not what?
Corruptible.
It's not corruptible, right? It's not something that would, age and break down like ours. You get the point? It's not that type of body. This is the body this would be the best body you would have if you would obey the Lord from birth. Our bodies today done went through pork and shrimp and crab and lobster and, smoking anything that you could pick, cigarettes, weed, hibiscus. You young, you fold up whatever in a piece of paper and light that shit up just because, you see it on TV. You get the point? Our bodies done went through, horrible things. You get the point? Just severe drug abuse, all kind of shit. This body you have is corruptible, it's compromised. You understand? What he has is not corruptible, is not compromised. Like that's what you would want. So that's what you want to think of in terms of his current state, if that's what you're asking, his physical state. That's what you could use that scripture right there where he said, don't touch me just yet. I haven't been to see the Father. All right, Shabbat?
Shalom, I do have a precept, but what you were saying about corruptible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, how you say we didn't done things like smoke weed and stuff, so our body knows what it feels like to be high. So that could make us more corruptible, susceptible, to do stuff.
Okay,
like
not in terms of that. I'm talking about just in terms of the physical running of it. It's like you have a car and you put diesel in the engine and it mess up the engine. Now the car ain't really running like how it running, but it have a little extra skip in the time and it ain't doing what it's supposed to do because you done mess the car up. Versus somebody who gets something, it's still got plastic on the seat out of the damn dealership. That car running, you know, you mash down on that shit, you know, you back in the seat. You mash down on yours, it's how to put all over the damn place because you done put something in it that ain't supposed to be in it. Think like that, because it's a body we talking about, not the spirit, right? I believe that's what he asking, his physical state. He's asking his physical state. So that's more so you want to understand it like that. You get the point? It's obeying the Lord. Think Samson. Samson he had an incorruptible body before he sinned against the Lord. He ain't eat no pork. He just had sex with a whore. And lost power. You get the point? Lost tremendous power. Lost power and respect. You get the point? Like, just think like that. Like, we are a people, brother. Like, the Bible would tell you how we would be in war. You know what I mean? They would tell you how we would be in war. And just think about, you know, I always liken it to like the NFL and, you know, the more physical sports. Like, imagine men like that with armor or, you know, staves or a sword or axes. Never eat pork, never eat shrimp, never laid with no whore, never abort no baby, never got high. The woman ain't whores. They live in a certain life. We ain't contracting certain diseases because why? Shower at the evening, wash at the evening. You're unclean for 7 days. You're in quarantine before they even know what the hell quarantine is. That's in the Bible. Brother, you meet me on the battlefield, like, it's light work. You get the point? It's light work. They're talking about, you know, who see the gorilla? Samson slew how much thousand Ethiopians with a donkey's jawbone? We talking about a gorilla, nigga. Shit, a gorilla? God damn. I know exactly how to kill that motherfucker. Go ahead.
And Salah, it may went to the glory of the Lord, but the Lord sent us in a battle with 300 men to fight 65,000.
You understand? And remember the one with Gideon. When Gideon was taken, that's the same one you're talking about? Well, he said, send them men home. You understand what I'm saying? Like we are what the Lord is, you know, has for us. We really, it's hard for us to fully fathom it because we're born here. We're born in this thing. We've never seen glory. That's why these movies with a black cast is so mind-blowing for us. It's like going to church for us, really. Like, this movie is having the effect of the original Black Panther. I don't know if you all really understand it. The reason why it's not bigger is because it's not for all ages. The kids ain't there with it. You get the point? This is more the adults. But brother, there's people who done seen this movie 3, 4, 5 times in the theater. I'm not talking about bootleg. You get the point? Because it's so, we seeing ourselves in a different light. We seeing ourselves like strong and making good decisions and doing this and that. We ain't grow up seeing that. So imagine growing up with the law, with Passover. You 12 years old, you might be ready for the academy because you growing up different than how it is now. You're more mature. You get the point? You know, there's certain people who've never seen animals and trees and stuff like that in terms of being physically there to have a full understanding of where the process of food, process of planting. Think about how detached we are as a people. Go ahead.
Right, sir. Didn't Cam Ariat go at like 12?
No, not 12. Not 12. Definitely not 12. 12 he probably was in the back of the camp, not in the camp, but he would be down there sometimes in Philly. But definitely not 12. I think when he did academy, 16, he wasn't with Akada them year. I think it was the year after, 2016. He probably was a teenager.
Just like what you were saying, though, growing up with the truth.
You're growing up with the truth. Like, you have a different level of maturity. You understand? They have a way different level of maturity. You could take on more things. And we see it with the heathens. Sometimes the heathen have some prince on the throne and he 9. You get the point? Now he inherit the thing, but think about the schooling he getting versus you trying to find X in some classroom. They give you A plus B is C, now find X. What? This nigga learning about trade and tariffs at 9 with different examples of grapes and shit. And if you tax these people, you get more over here. He understands that concept. You a grown person listening to the news, at the traffic light, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? But taking it back to the physical part, you want to think more like that. Like that's really what it is. His body is incorruptible. It hasn't been corrupted. Let's put it like that. It hasn't been corrupted. It's incorruptible. He done died. He came back with a new body that ain't did none of this mess we done did. You get the point? We done filthy. We trying to come back and follow him. He tell the woman, he can't touch me yet. I ain't going to see the Father. You get the point? Y'all chill. I ain't go up there to see the Father yet. He has a body that's the best body you could have. It's working. He's not going to die like how we die. He's going to die like, can't say he going to die because you don't know. But just think if you had a body operating in its optimum health, you won't die like, of a heart attack at 40. You ain't dying, you're getting robbed in the street and your brain's blown out. You going up in age and dying on a bed surrounded by, 20 kids, 50 grandkids, 250 great grand, that type of shit. Like how much people that's happened to now? The Queen of England, maybe. You get the point? Like it's a difference with us. Go ahead.
It's a lot. I'm just thinking about the image that was written in Revelation and Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
He coming back like an older man. You know what I'm saying? He's not dead, but he got.
But that's again your understanding. How is he coming back like an older man?
I just like hair of all white.
But that doesn't mean he older.
Constant.
You understand? That could just be the striking image the Lord wants him to have. You get the point? That could be the striking image of, okay, I ain't bringing him back like an old man. But when you look at him, you're going to be like, okay, this is some serious here. You get the point? But that don't mean he old. You know what I mean? He's standing head and shoulders above everybody. Hair like wool, white as wool, head and hairs, a voice like many waters. You've been around somebody who old, the voice ain't had that strength no more. You get the point? Just think the Most High is a black man and Christ is a Judite. When he returns, he's making a goddamn statement. You get the point? He is making an entrance, a statement. Just think the typical Judite. Look at sports. You ever see music? Play my theme music. Dun, dun, dun. You get the point? Think about Mike Tyson them walking to the ring. How they come out there and shit. A card march brothers through fog in Florida. You hearing men what's the song? Babylon falling. Whoo! And you see a car come through the fog and then turn around and did this here. Come on. And he walked and then the men come through behind him. That's an image. That's you're making a statement. So when you see the description of Christ with the hair like wool and white as wool, you might think, okay, he come back as an old man. No, don't think that. He coming back in power, and it's to make you look like, damn, you watch that cartoon X-Men, that broad had the silver hair. Ain't nobody say she old, right? Ain't nobody say she old, right? Nobody don't say she old as shit, right? It's making a statement. It's making a statement. All right. And don't nobody tell me she African. That all them X-Men supposed to be Israelites. That's what Stan Lee said. They're all black people. Oh, you didn't, Bakwash, you didn't know that? Come on, Bakwash. Come on, you could look it up. Stan Lee invented that X-Men and Magneto thing to represent MLK and Malcolm X. And of course, the mutants was supposed to be us integrating into white society. You're looking at me like I'm lying.
No, I knew the Malcolm X and the
yeah. Well, who Malcolm X? If one is Malcolm X and one is Martin Luther King, who they represented?
Niggas.
Exactly. But they, of course, they give them different, looks and stuff like that to tell the story. But they're all us. They're all supposed to be us as a people. All right. Where we at now?
On the same topic.
Mm-hmm. So that answered the brother question with the divine thing on Christ. Let me know if that answers your question, Mark, if I understood you right. If not, Just please retype it in.
And then he says,
I'll come to your extra part.
he says, so the babies that were born into the truth and grow up in the truth, do they have incorruptible bodies?
No. They have corruptible bodies. They do have corruptible bodies. They being born in the truth and growing up in the truth, they're gonna have because they're in this society and born from parents who done sinned against the Lord, and being born in the truth, not in the kingdom, not after generations of being in power. Remember, reincarnation is real. So now that baby who's born in truth was alive when? Without the truth in the past. And they're being born into a life now to be what? Judged. You understand? So now they're being born into the truth is a blessing, but you may still have things to deal with. You understand? You may still have things to deal with, and that's, is what it is. You get the point? But now on the spiritual side of that, you would have an incorruptible spirit. You get the point? If you take to the truth, if you're born in the truth and you take to the truth all the way up, now you're on a level that's different to other people. You don't grow up different. You don't grow up understanding things at a younger age. But don't think because they're born in the truth, that's, just, like a miracle baby, just, throw the baby in front of the bus. don't do that shit. You still have to take care of them and, do everything, and something might happen. So don't think like that. It could shake your faith. It could make you think the Lord not with you, and that's definitely not the case. You understand? That thing there, what we're talking about there is different. It's a little bit different. All right, go ahead, Shaprat.
This precept right here would be a good way to
come on with it.
Christ wouldn't be an angel.
Mm-hmm.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, chapter 15, verse 30.
Which one? We say we would command. That's when we say we would command the angels.
Sir.
All right, go ahead. Give me that one. But Quash, look up that one for me. But go ahead, Shaprat.
Come. All flesh is not the same flesh,
Mm-hmm.
but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts,
Mm-hmm.
another of fishes, and another of birds.
Mm-hmm.
There are also celestial bodies
Mm-hmm.
and bodies terrestrial.
That's right. That's a good one. But okay, the terrestrial bodies is what? Like our bodies on earth, right?
Come.
Christ would be where the Lord is. Right? In what? He'd be extraterrestrial. You understand?
Come.
So now you could use that to support when he said, "Don't touch me, I have to go see the Father." You understand? There's glory to certain bodies. The angels, the Most High, the host of heaven, they don't have bodies like ours. They don't die. You understand?
Come.
So you could use that for it for sure. You just had to explain that part. Like while he's on earth, he had a terrestrial body. He ate, he drank. He said it. He said, the Son of Man, he said, John the Baptist came drinking. You'll call him a drunkard. The Son of Man came eating and drinking. No, John the Baptist came not eating and not drinking and eating wild locusts. You'll say he was crazy. The Son of Man came eating and drinking. You'll call him a drunkard. So he had a body like ours, that he ate and he drank. You get the point? But of course, when he died, he got a body that could be with the Father, which would be what? Extraterrestrial, right? Terrestrial terrain is on the earth. Extraterrestrial is above it or beyond that, right? Or you could say celestial if for the sake of the scripture. You get the point? So you definitely could use that to explain it. Give me the other one where he said, no, you not that you will command angels. If you need to help find it, let me know. You found it? Hold on. Maybe command is not the word.
Got it, sir.
Go ahead.
Pull it up. Think it's the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 53.
Mhm.
Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father?
No, not that one.
Oh,
You could continue reading that one, but not that one.
I think I got the wrong one.
Continue reading that one. Go ahead.
And he shall presently give me more
Read
than
it from the
12.
start.
Okay. Thinkest thou that I cannot pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
Right. That's Christ saying that he could call the angels from the Father. He could call an army down right now if he needed to. That's not the one I want. Go ahead.
Luke chapter. Yeah, Luke chapter 4, verse 10. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee.
Say that one more time.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee.
No. He shall give his angels charge. This what I'm talking about is Christ saying we will have power to command angels. It might be. Where you was Luke what for?
That was Luke 4 and that was Luke 4 and 10.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, my God. It's like, if I may,
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe it's the book of 1 Corinthians 6 and 3.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
Right, that's it. You're gonna have power to judge the angels, meaning to give them orders and tell them when to go and where to move. You're gonna have that type of power, over them. All right. I forget what we pulled this for. What we pulled this for? This was the same thing with the celestial and them. Right. You're gonna have power over the celestial. You're gonna have power over that. All right. Even though our bodies would not be like their bodies, we have power over them. All right. All right, go ahead.
There's a question from young man Joseph. Says, Salaki Adawan,
Mm-hmm.
how should you talk to a sister about getting into the truth?
Don't. Next. No. Go ahead. Request it again.
Khan says, Salaki Adawan, how would you talk to a sister about getting into the truth? The sister is so destroyed that she feels as if no one is there. I really want to help her.
Okay, yeah. I was right the first time. Okay. You damn near wanna. You're a young man, right? You're a young man, Joseph. What you want to do is you want to make sure you are in here. You could tell her about the class, and then after that, it's up to her. All right. Give me what I don't want to paraphrase it wrong. Was no man can decide. It's basically saying you can't save somebody. It's up to the Lord. It's basically saying that, like, no man can. You can't save somebody. You can't do that. That's up to the Lord, right? Because of Christianity, I'm not calling you Christian, Joseph. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying we all come from a background of Christianity in some way, form, or fashion. And because of Christianity, we have a certain amount of pride in us where you think it's something that you could do. Give me the one in Romans 2, right? Romans 9. I'll take that too. But there's another one that's saying, you can't really do it. It's really up to the Lord. But I'll take that one for sure. Because of the Christian church, we have a amount of pride saying, like you could get this person to do this, or you can't. All you could do is give them what the Lord gave to you, and it's up to them to do what they need to do from it. You ever hear the saying, you could bring the horse to water, but you can't make it drink? That's really all it is. You can't, somebody like that is, you had to make sure you there first, right? It's like you're going to take a plane ride. They tell you if the plane go down or they lose altitude and the oxygen is out of the cabin, they say save yourself first. Put your mask on first. If you have a child next to you, you ought to put your mask on first before you put on theirs, because the oxygen is out the cabin. As you trying to put their own on, you might pass the hell out of it, and now they can't put on yours or theirs. Now everybody die. You're gonna have to make sure you in here first. You're gonna have to make sure you walk the walk, you talk the talk. You got to make sure your old man fully dies before you even try to get somebody else to follow your path. Not follow you, but follow your path. Because why? It makes no sense telling them about something that you have not yet, fully done. You get the point? They don't have something to look towards. The best example is, a living example. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. You want to show them how your life has changed as the best example, and that's how they would come in. Let me get it.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Could you use 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 6 through 8?
Let me hear it.
Kawakan, sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
That I'll take that too. That for sure is definitely one. Hold that one, Kazak, because that one might be the one I would use last to close it up. All right, I'll come right back to it. Shepard, let me get the one you had.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 16.
Yeah, go ahead.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that sheweth mercy.
Right? It's not of him that willeth or him that runneth. Right? It's not your will that's going to make a difference, young brother. It's not of, her if she picks up and follows after you, but it's the Lord that showeth mercy. All right? It means like this, really, you could do whatever the hell you want to do, but if the Lord is refusing you, nothing you do is going to change his mind. If the Lord has accepted you, nothing you do is going to change his mind. And this is in certain contexts and on certain levels. You get the point? The Lord could for sure change his mind with everything. But there's in this, for your context, there's really nothing you can do to make them come in. You get the point? Now, I was once a young man in the truth. I know it mightn't seem like that. But I was once like you, young Joseph. And brother, I probably would call the journal every other week about some sister that I thought desperately needed saving. Yeah, desperately needed saving. And until one day, Jeremiah, when he'll cut his, sharp with his sword, he said, how come you never called me about bringing a brother to the school? And that was the day I realized something was wrong with how I was thinking. Right? Something's wrong with how you're thinking. There's a brothers, okay, even if you bring her to the school, she can't go to camp with you. What you need, she can't give you. She could give you what you think you need. And I'm not saying, forget about the sisters and discard them, but the focus you put it on her, you put on yourself, and then you go fish brothers in. As brothers come in the school, you'll start to build a community that she will scale a wall to be part of, because over there is safety. Over there is warriors. Over there is, food. Over there is water. You get the point? You by yourself, brother, is, I'm not saying, cut the broad off. Send her to the class. That's all. Send her to the class. Don't try to teach her nothing. If you really care about this girl and you want her to change her life, don't teach her. Tell her about the class. Tell her it's going to change her life. Tell her you in there now. And every time she calls you and asks you questions, refer her to your camp leader. That's it. Just leave her alone to shed herself of the world. Send her these flyers. She could send her classes. Send her the camp leader's number. That's what he's there for, to take calls from everybody. You focus on becoming a trooper, then an officer, then Hebrew Academy. And I'll give you one. I'll give you another thing that would happen, another advantage. She might one day get a video and see you cutting a devil to piss, and then he gets down and kiss your boots. And she'll call the school and seek to change her life, hoping that you'll notice her and she could request you to court. Now, if you want to be on a level, take the long road. Trust me, the scenic route is always nicer. Take the long road, brother. Forget about getting her in here. You go raise up a camp park and let her see you and let her desire you. You understand? Now, that's of course, I'm saying that assuming, you know, you're in the young man mode and, you know, the sister is so badly off and blah, blah, blah. Bros ain't as bad as you think. They could make one call. It's like how Christ could call the angels, a legion of angels. They go down in that social office and shed one tear, brother. They'll be in a house Monday. They'll be there with wick and tannif and everything else and nothing for your ass. Focus, get yourself in here. Make sure you up in here. Make sure you's coming strong. Send her to the school. Send her to the school. Let her call the camp leader. The camp leader give her somebody to call, or she comes to class, or she don't. You make sure you there. Don't make your life and your efforts about if she comes in or not, brother. You're setting yourself up to fail. All right, you're setting yourself up to fail. Let me get the one. Hold on, we finished with that? What you was reading?
Okay.
Look, Kazak, let me get the one you had.
Kawakan, sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
That's it. That's it. Like there's nothing. You can't labor for her. You can't work for her. You can't not eat pork for you and her. You get the point? You can't, pay tithes for you and her. You get the point? Like every man and woman is responsible for their walk in here. You could only guide her. You could only tell her where to go. You could only tell her, what she should do. But if she ain't coming, if she ain't listening, brother, it's futile. You get the point? And again, from being a young man, from remembering how it was being a young man, the truth, because it's the truth, it's powerful. And women are attracted to power. So put yourself in a position of power and just, you'll be able to pick. If that's the situation that you are in, you'll be able to pick. But just strive to get the work of the Lord done. That's my advice to any young brother. Go to work. Go to work. Study. Pray. Fast when you can. And go up on that podium and light fire to that mic. Go up there and blaze. Ask the Lord to be with you and deliver the word of the Lord on that street, brother. You do something amazing for the Lord. She'll be, and who is this guy? She'll be calling to find out who you are. And that's the more fulfilling route you should take, in my opinion. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah,
hey, so what the international international man of mystery, boy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and again, we just brought out it very important again for young black men, especially young brothers in the truth, seeking or looking again after, seeking out a sister. The most important thing now is again seek out your brother. This sister go find you way by again looking at you being right, being a man or being amongst brothers, because now that she protection, that she hedge. Because now without that hedge is like she unprotected, and we see what happening to our sisters today who unprotected. The on all corners of the streets, as we say, our oppressor taking full advantage of them. So now again, that way bringing out is so very heavy and very pertinent for us today as young men. So to bother for that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm trying to tell you, that's one way to derail yourself in the truth. Is when you're a young man, you trying to go after some broad. I would advise any young brother coming up in here, focus on learning this profession. The woman will come. The woman will come, brother. They're seeking after you. And I'm not saying don't send a flyer to the sister. Don't tell her where to go. Do it. But when you say, how can I help her? Really, well, he said, I really want to help her or something like that. Yeah, I would say really help yourself first. And then from helping yourself, you're going to find out from your camp leader what you can do to help the work of the Lord. That's where your focus should be. You get the point? That's where your focus should be. And I would also ask you to look in your circles. I guarantee you there's 10 more brothers like you that need the truth more than she need water. All right? That's just, the reality of life. Send her to your camp leader. If she calls him, then it was worth you giving her his number. If she doesn't, what's you gonna do? You're gonna sit there and beg the bro to come, follow the Lord. That's not a very a proper use of your time. It's not a good use of your time at all. All right. Anything else?
There's a few more questions.
All right, let's go. Don't forget, I want to get into sinners, boy. Shit, I think I'll go see that one tonight.
Salaki Cap, you're not gonna spoil it, sir. Salaki.
Listen, not only am I going to spoil it, I'm going to turn it into hog food. I'm gonna spoil it worse than hog food for you. I gave you all time. Nah, I'm joking. I can't listen. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I hear everybody saying what they're saying about the movie. I think it was an excellent watch. Again, it's entertainment. I'm not going in there expecting, one of Commander Johnny Yahanna classes or Jeremiah classes or Jeremiah class. I ain't trying to go in there and get precepts. I'll go in there to be entertained.
Right.
And the movie is, I think it was shot well. The story was well. They're talking about the nigga acting and shit. I'm like, well, what the fuck y'all want him to do? Walk on water? Yeah, I mean, I ain't seen nothing wrong with the shit. The shit had more things that I could identify with in the truth than anything else. I'm tell you that straight up and down. It had way more things I could identify with in the truth. It's not going to spoil it. There's people going and see that shit 3 and 4 times. It's that type of show. And it's not a Marvel show. It's not a Black Panther show. It's an original concept, in terms of what he was always producing. Go ahead, Shapat.
So like, sir, what you saying about, you made a comment about, the fake Israelite group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I saw that 100%. It didn't dawn on me until you said that. When I think about it,
hell fucking yeah,
having unity.
Hell yeah, that's them. That's them right there. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into it a little bit. But go ahead, go ahead with question.
Khan. It's from Bernard Funderburk.
Mm-hmm.
Says, why do you guys wear a Star of David when there was no such star during that time except in Acts 7:43, which is classified as a star of Rapham? And this signifies the mark of the beast in Revelation 6 in Revelations. 6-point star, 6 triangle. And if you take away those triangles.
Stop reading. Fuck nigga. You have a question or you're trying to teach me? What are we talking about? Do you have a question or you trying to teach me?
Constant the last
don't read no more. Don't quantify that bullshit no more. All right, I'm gonna answer it because you read it, not necessarily because he's asking, because he's not asking. He's challenging, and that's why you can't come in here. You're not invited. You can't come in here. You. This is a challenge. This is a passive-aggressive challenge. What you should have did, and I would have respected you more, was saying you guys wear the star of Molech on your head, 666, blah 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 blah, and then I would of course went off, but I would have respected more. But don't say why you guys and then write a whole fucking soliloquy about some shit you found out in your basement, in your drawers, on a late night YouTube search. All right? Because just Google the word star or what is a star and pull up an image of a star and then read the description if you don't mind, please.
Salaki, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had that pulled up if you want me to read, sir.
Yeah, that will work. I want the image too while you're reading.
Khan, sir.
You have the image? All All right, go ahead, Bukwash. Let's get the image and go ahead and read.
Kawakan, sir. This is from NASA.gov.
NASA.
Kawakan, sir.
You mean a star got to do with space? I thought I had a star in my head. According to Thunderbird. No, let me borrow from General Mayakasek. According to Dickhead. Dickhead so much time. I know he for sure from Philly. he let his Philly card show that week out. All he had to do was say John. Right. John and Young Bull and Dickhead. And that's it. That's the zip code right there. You want the zip code? That's the zip code. You get the point? It's like, yeah, brother. I'm in class now. I could call you back. All right, no sweat. You have to change up there. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. It says stars are giant balls of hot gas.
Damn. A star is what?
Are giant balls of hot gas.
Of hot gas. Giant ones. So, Bernard, if you use all your might and fart really, really big, you have a star in your ass. God damn, this is a giant ball of hot gas. Because I got a star on my forehead, according to you. A star is a giant ball of gas out in space. That's what a star is. This thing is not a star, dummy. It's not a star. You should have asked, what is that you wear on your forehead? Some people say it's a star. Is it a star? That's a question.
Right.
You are passively aggressively challenging, and that's, you lost respect for yourself. Whatever respect you perceived respect you would have had. I can't look at that as anything serious. Go ahead, Shapad.
It's like precept.
Come on.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 2. But deem either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violet water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
Well, that's not that wouldn't be a precept for us here, but that would be a precept for what their understanding of it. Because they think this is some god. That's why he referenced Acts with the star of Molech. Go ahead.
Like I was bringing up for reference that a star is a circle.
It's the circle of the stars. I don't think it means a star shaped like a circle. I think it means like the length of the court. Meaning stars are in what? Constellations. So I think that's their saying like the route of the stars.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Read it one more time.
Okay. But deem either fire or wind or swift air or the circle of the stars or the violet water or the lights of the heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
It might be what you're saying, but the constellation of the stars would be what they say is Venus, not Venus. What is it called? Constellation? Orion and Orion's belt, stuff like that. You get it, boy? But it might be a big circle. I don't know. They say a big ball of gas, right? And a big ball of gas is not necessarily not necessarily this, but it's more, radiating from this, like in this region here. You get the point? That's whatever it is. It's not a god, and this is not a star. This is David's signet. Give me our holy seal in the Apocrypha. Also, what's the one he quoted? Acts?
Acts 7:43.
Acts 7:43. Read that for me.
I got the seal, sir, of Zion.
Go ahead and let me get it.
Kawakan. 2nd Esdras, chapter 10, verse 23. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion hath now lost her honor.
Right? The greatest of all, the seal of Zion. What's the seal of Zion? David's signature. This right here. The Magun Dawada. The shield of David. Or his signet or his signature. And the seal of Zion, which is this, has lost its honor because you think it's a star. You think it's the star of Chion or the star of Molech. Because you're silly. You silly, and you rather believe some nitwit who, formed the Israelite group the same year with MySpace. You and MySpace got the same anniversary. And you think, you know the truth, and you don't know the truth. All right, let me get this, the one I asked for. Acts.
Oh God, sir. Book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 43. Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Molech,
Right.
and the star of your god Remphan.
Right. You took up the tabernacle of Molech. What's tabernacle? What's a tabernacle? Go ahead.
Like a church.
No. What's a tabernacle? Look it up if you don't know. If somebody know, let me know.
So, like, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
A tent or a dwelling place.
A tent or a dwelling place, right? So, a house or an enclosure, like a tent. Now, of course, there's a tent, big as a house that they have them, them crusades, and when them Christians like to go all over the place and have revival time and kiss a snake in the mouth to show they got power. And then they have little houses they make for their statue gods. And they said, read it one more time. They took up what?
Took up the tabernacle of Molech.
They took up the tabernacle of Molech. They take up the house for the god Molech, who they were serving. Go ahead.
And the star of your god.
And the star of your god. Who is your god? Molech. Molech has a star. Go ahead.
Remphan.
Remphan. Look up Remphan. See if there's a picture of the tabernacle of Molech. And just look up Remphan. Let me get a definition of Remphan. You could Google that one. I'm going to check the Bible dictionary in the meantime. Can't believe I'm wasting time on this shit. 2025. Because a star, and it's related to the Revelations, and the 6-point star, and the 666, and Satan, nigga, shut up. Shut up, nigga. You might have some mental problems too, man. Nothing that all black and crates ain't gonna cure. We all have mental problems in the world. You get up under them crates and read. Keep your hold that there, brother. Hold that, find in the apocrypha, hold this. Meanwhile, you in the book like Spider-Man, like this on the podium. You can't even scratch your eyebrow because you're holding so much damn precepts. And that cures mental illness and all. The focus you have to have there. You can't listen to that dumb demon in your head while you're on that podium. You can't do that shit because you know the importance of it there. And you see you up there in the glory of the Lord. But instead, you in your basement, sipping on chai tea in your damn drawers and listening to some idiot on YouTube and think you know something. Anybody have it?
I got a definition of Remphan.
Come on.
Kawakan, sir. It is generally agreed by biblical scholars to be the same as the Hebrew Kian or Chian. Among biblical scholars, however, that both Remphan and Chian refer to the planet Saturn.
Right? So Remphan is Chian, right? The star Molech or the star Chian. So Remphan is supposedly a god of Molech, Salakia. Remphan and Chian is the same, but they're the star of Molech. Meaning what? Remphan and Chian is no different than Eddie Long is to Caesar Borgia. I'll give you a better one. Is Remphan and Chian, everybody know who this guy is, right?
Kawakan.
He is the god of the Christian church. The Pope is his star.
Right.
That one who died, that's his star. All the ones before, Pope John Paul, Pope this, Pope that, that's the star of Caesar Borgia. So in other words, you taking up the tabernacle of Caesar Borgia and his star, Pope Paul.
Right.
Or Pope Benedict. That's the star there. Star has more than one context, Thunderbird. That's his name, right? Star has more than one context. Star could mean a ball of gas in the sky, right? A ball of gas or giant balls of gas in the sky. What else could star mean?
I got the preset right. Oh, slack it.
Give me another context for star.
Kawakan, sir, I got a precept for it for another context.
Oh, give me not the precept yet, the definition. Somebody was reading the giant ball. I think Bakwash was you, right?
No, it was also exactly.
Go ahead. Is there another context of star?
Kawakan, sir, the main character or
Say again?
The main character or chief figure.
It's the main character or chief figure, which is what Chion and Remphan is for Molech, which is like the Pope is the main character for this batty boy here.
Right.
You get the point? That's the star in Acts, simpleton. Thunderbird. Like right now, I'm making you the star of this dumb topic. This dumb topic, you the chief dummy. I should get a stool right here with a big dummy hat for you. Thunderbird. Since it's connected to the 666 and 6 points and the 6 this and the 6 that, you can't count to 7, nigga. You can't count to 8. You only learn to count to 6. You simple. Stop being simple, man. Stop being simple. This is not a star. This is the shield of David. This is David's signet or his signature. This is what the king of Israel would put on all his documents all over to show that he's in charge and he's ruling. And Christ sits on the throne of David. Go ahead, Kazak. What are you holding for me?
Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
They're going to come us. Now, Thunderbird, if you're not emotional and you're not in your feelings, please answer my question. I'm answering yours. You answer mine. Who is the star in that precept that Officer Kazak just pulled? Is that star Molech? It says you're going to get a star out of Jacob. Who is that star they're talking about? Huh, Bernard? We'll wait until he decides to reply, all right? What's he want in numbers again, Kazak? Say what it is?
Numbers 24 and 17, sir.
24 and 17. So what? All right. Bakwash, you have any more? Whenever he replied, just let me know.
We got a question from Kawak, I.S.U.P.K. says, Slagger, sir. Shalom, was I wrong to teach John 1-3, then say go to Genesis to see what Christ made?
You have to give me a little more what you mean.
And then he went on, says, basically, can I use Genesis creations as a precept for John 1-3?
Okay, if what I think you're referring to, I think you're referring to John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. You definitely can use that Christ was in the beginning with the Most High and the angels to create everything. You have to explain it. You got to really break down John 1:1. The whole God, because it's God, with God, was God. You got to explain the whole power translation. And then you go back to in the beginning and you can use that, but you have to explain it. If you don't explain it right, it's not going to come off the right way. Go ahead.
So I'm just saying, if I could, it's so diabolical how our oppressor made us stop using our language, and he made a bastardized version of it because now it's lost the fact that that triangle is the letter D.
That's a da.
Right.
It's not even the letter D. It's a da. It's a whole other language. It's a whole other verbiage. It's something different, and it's something they don't understand, and they don't get it. You get the point? They don't understand. They don't get it. And also too, Bernard, let me find out if in your organization, do you allow heathens in there? Do you allow, Jewish people and white people and Chinese and Vietnamese and Japanese and Africans up in there? Do you allow them in your organization? Bernard Funderburg? Need to get a new name out. I'll tell you that straight up and down. You should be banging these doors down for a respectable name. Let me don't go too far. Salakia. You'll stop me. Bukwash, just do this, we just do this right here. You know what I mean? Too far. Just, come back. I'm traveling too far. Go ahead. Go ahead, do your thing up.
There's another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's from Officer Yarash. It says, wanted to know, can a wizard or familiar spirit be used for drug dealing, drug lacing, and drugs?
You wanted to know what? A precept?
Well, he didn't say precept, but he says wanted to know, can a wizard or familiar spirit be used for drug dealing, drug lacing, and for drugs in general?
A wizard, the familiar spirit is not. A wizard is the same as a witch or a warlock. I don't know where wizard would fall in that. The witch is somebody who's a drug dealer by way of mixing up potions and herbs to alter your mental state or spiritual state. Right? I think in certain cultures, the witch is the female version, the warlock is the male version. I believe that's like with them druids in Ireland and Scotland and them places. Them tree hugger type people. As far as wizard, it sounds like it's the same thing, but you would have to give me a reference biblically where there's a wizard. It sounds like wizard would more be along the lines of a witch. I know for sure that familiar spirit is not that thing, right? That familiar spirit is different. That familiar spirit is that ex that you think you could go back and bring in the truth now. That's that familiar spirit. It should make you feel right because that's a familiar spirit. A familiar spirit is somebody who think they could talk to your dead grandmother. The familiar spirit. That's a different thing. All right.
Okay.
Good.
There's some more questions.
From the book and answer.
He did not, sir.
I know that because he didn't want to know the question. He didn't want to know the answer. He wanted to teach, right? Just for everybody who was listening, that star that would come out of Jacob is our King Yahushua. That's the star. He was the star boy. He was the one who everybody would look to. Who had fame and popularity and power. He was the star. He was known. His name was known. His name rang out. His name was known. He is the star that comes out of Jacob. All right. That precept in Acts is not talking about a ball of gas. It's not talking about the signet on my forehead or the one behind me. That thing is our seal. This thing on my forehead or right behind me. That's David's signature. That's signaling his kingdom, signaling who he represents. This is the throne of David. This is the that king that Christ sits on his throne. That's who we follow. And Christ is going to have the seal of David, all right, or the shield of David, the Magan Dawada. This is not no ball of gas. No, don't believe the simpleton. And the 666 in Revelation is not talking about 6 points. It says it's the number of a man.
Right.
That's how stupid they are. Like it says the number of a man, but you think it's the number of points on a ball of gas. This is if it's the number of a man, and he's saying this symbol has what? 6 points. In essence, he's saying this is a man. Because the 666 is the number of a man, and he's relating the 6 points and 6 angles to that precept. So you saying this is a man, nigga? Do you ever see a man that look like this? You're crazy, man. You're out your mind. Something's wrong with you, and you can't come in here. You can't come in here. What's wrong with you? I see what's going on. The Lord ain't letting y'all come through these doors. The Lord holding you all like by the doors, like y'all them monsters in that damn movie. Y'all stay outside there and do the do the Irish jig outside there. And it's so spiritual they do the Irish jig. Because you fake Israelites always trying to join us to some Irish or Italian. You out there doing the jig and like a little leprechaun and dancing and all kind of shit. Yeah, y'all stay out there with them devils are. Don't come up in here and bring that bullshit. All right, what we got?
Kind of. O.C. Ross says Leviticus 20 and 27 is where my question lies. Slocky, sir.
Go ahead. Let me get Leviticus 20 and 27.
Kawkan said the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 27. A man also, or woman, that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death.
Let me get wizard. What's the definition of wizard then?
Definition of wizard is one skilled in magic, a very clever or skillful person, a wise man, or wizard worthy of which of the highest praise, having magical influence or power, or relating to wizardry.
Okay, biblically, that's a Merriam definition.
Kind.
All right, biblically, from the Strongs, it's the root word is yadai or yadai, right? The word itself is yada'ainaya, right? Yada'ainaya. It means a knower, one who has a familiar spirit. You gotta hit that light by that door there. One who has a familiar spirit, a soothsayer, or a necromancer, right? You might need to look up what necromancer means. Come on.
Someone who believes they can reanimate dead bodies.
Yeah, I know they deal something with dead people. And that necro, that's dead. That's another thing ignorant niggas used to say, about 10, 20 years ago. I'm not sure that I've never heard the argument since, but they say we not Negro because Negro comes from the word necro, like necromancer, which means death. And that's why they called us Negro. I remember it was in Delaware. Myself, John, from Captain I think. The brother was so convinced he was talking the truth. And we had to show him it's two different words. Negro is not necro. And he looked at the book like he couldn't believe it. He thought he was dropping something heavy. That's what I said. You can't listen to everybody, man. You can't listen to everybody. So this is of dealing with dead bodies and death and dead people and stuff like that. So a wizard in this case, Yerash, is going to be the same as a familiar spirit or a soothsayer, somebody with smooth sayings that could talk you out your wallet and claim to communicate with the dead and do things with the dead. All right, that would be the wizardry here in Leviticus. They're both kind of the same. All right, go ahead, Bukwash.
He also says, like, sir, I also wanted to give permission to say wizards and the ones that have the familiar spirits are usually drug addicts.
He's asking that?
Kind of.
Okay, no. A drug addict is going to be a drug addict, right? The victim of somebody. The drug dealer is going to be the witch or the warlock, right? The wizard or what's the other thing?
It's familiar spirit.
The familiar spirit, right? The wizard or the familiar spirit is them people with them tarot cards. The people who you go and you do the thing with the crystal ball and they hold your hand and she wants you to pay me $500. That's your familiar spirit. That's your wizard. That's your necromancer. Those type of people. All right. I think I.S.U.P.K have a word for them too. With people who supposedly have a certain amount of skill. It's like they are the ones who the FBI uses for profilers. I forget they call them clairvoyants or something like that. I think that's what they call them, clairvoyants, where they latch on to certain things and they help you find missing people and shit like that. apparently there are people who actually have those type of skills from the Lord, but not the woman, on 15th Street in the back, with the beads, not her. All right. So that's what it would be. Wizard and soothsayer or familiar spirit. All right.
So there's a comment from young man Joseph. He says, kind of slack out on. It's my sister who's in the world, but I understand my goal is to become a trooper in the DC school and serve the Most High.
Listen, just let her come to the school. Let her come to the school. It's a family member of yours. You should have said that. You should have just said it's a family member. He was like, it's a sister in the world. Goddamn. Say a family member. Your family member is going to be a little bit more difficult than if this was a girl in the world. A girl in the world doesn't know you. Your family member knows you, knows who you are now, not being in the truth. But they know you, especially if it's an older family member, somebody who saw you pee the bed. You get the point? Who saw you, I don't know, get scared of a lizard when you was 9. You get the point? All those are less than flattering images of you. That's how family remembers you. Family don't remember how good you was in school or, some mighty thing you do, or you might be an excellent mechanic. They don't remember that. They remember snotty nose, pee-pee bed, ashy foot. That's what they remember. I'm just letting you know. They don't respect you. So you come in and tell them some shit out. And what you going to tell me, ashy foot? What you going to tell me about God? Meanwhile, their life is hell. That person, you have to show them your life way more. You get the point? Like, now really have, if you really want to get that person in, you kind of have to go to work doubly so that they would be like, hey, that's my brother. Could you talk to him? It's like, it says, that's officer so-and-so, captain so-and-so, general so-and-so. Just tell me your problem. I'll talk to him. No, you don't understand. That's my brother. It says, you got to make an appointment to talk to him. That shit drives the message there with a family member who is not listening. And there's another family member who follows you into the truth. That happens sometimes. It doesn't always happen, especially if you all didn't find the truth together. You get the point? It doesn't always happen. If this is a family member in the world, same process, send them to your camp leader. But you want to be in this thing so strong, so, planted and rooted that your life is the one teaching them. They'll start to hear about you and see you flourish, and they'll want some of what you have. Right now, you may not be able to command that type of attention from them. Get the point? And again, it's up to the Lord. All right? As it's a family member. Now, if it's some random broad in the world, the same applies, but it's a little bit, you have a better chance of fishing them in than a family member, at least from experience, because your family members, they don't see you not eating pork. They don't see you not getting shape ups no more if you're a brother. They don't see you not, not wearing the tight clothes no more if you're a sister, and not, being out all night getting drunk with God knows who. They don't see them changes. All they see when they see you is, who you used to be. And that's just how family is. You get the point? So it's a little bit more difficult to get them to listen to the truth, because when they look at you, they don't see, what you are now. They see what they remember of you. And that could be a little bit more difficult to deal with. All right. Good to go?
Khan. It's another question.
All right.
From a Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before I get to Mike, someone said something about Thunderberg. This is way after, you broke it down, and then Thunderberg responded to them, but he didn't respond to you.
That's why I tell you, don't read his whole question. Remember I said that shit? Yeah, Thunderberg he's an idiot. He's simple. You think he know a lot, but he doesn't. All right, what we have?
And then there's a Mike. He says, "Shalom, brothers. I'm from Barbados. My cousin, we want to know how to get into the school and how do we start?
Excellent. What's his name? Mike? Mike and his cousin. Mike, I'm gonna give you a number. To call, right? Barbados, you right close to Trinidad, Mike. All right, I'm gonna give you 2 numbers on WhatsApp. All right. In fact, let me give you Mike. So this is what you do. You hit this number on WhatsApp, all right? Hold up. 868-479-8286. 868-479-8286. You hit that number ASAP, Mike, and we can put you in play. In the meantime, what I want you to do, Mike, is you tune into, you're going to get the layout of the classes to tune into, but for sure, you want to tune into Jeremiah Hyman every Monday. He teaches from Philadelphia, and Thursday out in New York. You're also going to tune in to this class on Wednesday. All right. And we'll set you up. Trinidad, I think, is closest to you. So that's probably where you're going to be, reporting to. But you contact that number ASAP, all right? Let me get you the number again. 868. What does that say?
868-479-8286.
That's right. Everybody using WhatsApp in the Caribbean, make sure anybody in Barbados, want to find the truth, just get them that number. Let them call. That's the number to the I.S.U.P.K, Trinidad and Tobago. And you're going to get put on play, all right? And it's a 90-day process to become a trooper. You know the whole run, because I would assume you've been watching for a while. But that's your first step. You make that call, and you're going to get instructions on how to take it from there, all right? And just keep asking questions, keep learning, and let's get this thing. And Mike, I'm assuming you're not your nationality. Of course, if you're Bajan from Barbados, you're not a European Bajan or a Chinese Bajan. You're a brother. You're a black man, and your cousin. I'm assuming that. Could you verify that for me, please? All right. Or I'll leave that for Trinidad to deal with. Y'all could find that out. What else we got?
There's an RX 2.0. It says, what do you think about the Palestinians? And he says, after watching Sinners, all I learned is to never trust the white man.
What do you Palestinians got to do with anybody? Well, we're going straight into Sinners anyway, since you brought it up. You get the point? So you could pull up give me an image of what's going on. What's up?
No, you said it. Flock, yeah. Now Arterex says, what do you think about
Next time just say it louder. I don't like I'm sitting right here. You're stop doing that shit. I'm gonna think you one of them.
And that was
Good.
King A. Flock.
Okay, so one person is asking
About the Palestinians.
what do you think about the Palestinians?
And King A.
Okay, I think the Palestinians are experiencing what it means to be black from the rest of the world in the most extreme way, right? That's what I think about the Palestinians. And it really doesn't matter what I think. The Lord said that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, right? Ashdod is a place in Israel. I think it's right outside Jerusalem. Both the Israelis and the Palestinians are on stolen land. All right. In most recent time, of course, the land would have belonged to the Palestinians before. And because of the United Nations, America, and Britain, they gave a certain amount of land to the Israeli man, and they started taking more and more land. That's the actual historical fact of what's going on over there. But ultimately, both of you all going to have to get out of that land. All right, that land belongs to the 12 tribes of Israel, the niggers, the spicks, and the wetbacks, people who nobody like. That's our land, and that's that. Y'all could fight if y'all want. Y'all could do whatever the hell you want. When Christ come back, everybody had to pack up and go. You're getting an eviction when Christ come back. All right, that's just that. Now, me personally, which I don't want to say on here, I have special feelings about the Palestinians. Very specific, eclectic feelings. Go ahead.
It looks like the reason why he asked that, he says, did you see the BBC's Louis Theroux documentary? If you guys were in charge, would you behave like this?
Okay, I haven't seen Louis Theroux. He does documentaries all over. He's like a comedic journalist. That's the theme BBC put for him. He also did the first special BBC special with the Israelite school at UPK, I think, in the 90s. That's the one where you see Chief Ed Priest Shire, I think, breaking down the chariots, and this tall devil with glasses with a British accent. That's Louis Theroux. That's where they got the Hate Thy Neighbor idea from. Remember when HBO did the documentary with us? It's along that vein. Notice they got the same comedian type of dude to touch on serious events. That's the same thing. So I don't know if there's a new documentary with Louis Theroux. I don't know for sure. I can't say. And I haven't seen it. All right. Now, based on what he's asking, he's saying if we were in charge, if we would behave the same way as, I'm assuming, the Israeli. Okay, this is what I would say. All right. 1 second. Give me Proverbs 29:2.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
So the same, I'm assuming it's a brother. The same person asking the question. The Bible says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people mourn. Are the people happy now with what's going on with Israel and Palestine? Is the Israelis happy? Are the Palestinians happy? Are the rest of the world happy? I want you to answer me that question. In the meantime, Bakwash, just pull up the Sinners logo. And we go with we touch on Sinners, all right? Do 15 minutes and then we're done with it. I don't want to go too much further than that. Let me know if they answer, all right? Was it the other person? They said something about Sinners? Like, what about the movie Sinners or something?
All he says after watching Sinners, I don't trust white people.
Listen, I'm glad you come to that realization, but I'm a bit, I want to know what the hell going on that it took you that. God damn. It took you that to not trust the white man? Come on, man. Come on. But I'm glad you reached to that point, right? We routinely say, Commander Yahanna always taught us, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Okay, it's so, it's universal. Wherever you go, underwater, he's the devil. In space, he's the devil. In the coffin, he's the devil the Bible speaks of. Devil means deceiver. And deceiver, he's going to lie. He's going to deceive you. He's going to trick you. He's going to, do things that is less than honorable to live. Right? And of course, in that movie, they openly call the oppressors the devil. Right? They openly call them the devil. It's set in racist Mississippi. I believe this is after one of them wars. And it's in general a horror movie, right? But not not your jump scare horror, like your old school horror. Those of you brothers and sisters who remember old school horrors like Fright Night, Lost Boys, them old school horrors where they build it up. That's this movie. If you could identify with that, you'll identify with the movie. The movie is built up just like that. But of course, in it has certain realities that's relative to us and relative to the time. You have in the town that they went back to Moabites who have a store. and they have a convenience store, which is typical to anywhere Israel live. In Trinidad, they have called them the Chinese laundry because they would run the laundry place, and from there you would have convenience stores. All through the Caribbean, the Asians would have the convenience stores, and it's the whole is the ode to them being indentured laborers. You get the point? With them coming across to helping the train line over here, and in the islands, just I think an extension of it after the East Indians. A portion of them came over and started, living and, having businesses. And it was very segregated, where one side, the Asian, he's serving stuff. The other side, his wife running that store. And I think that's where the devils shop. One side of the street. Two of them running the same store. Same exact store. But they're in our midst. And they talking like a country nigga. Not that stammering tongue they got. They talking like the accent is like a country nigga. And that's very typical of how they are with us. You see it a lot amongst Benjamin, where you see some Asian and he talking, you think it's Bounty Killer talking. Meanwhile, it's Jet Li. You get the point? Sean Paul is a good example of that. He's an East Indian. You get the point? You listen to him talk, you would think, okay, this might be a brother, not knowing he's some heathen talking, right? Of course, they have the whole Christian element with it. They have the whole strong Christian element. It's based around music. So if you're a musician, you're going to understand a whole lot more than I did, than I could pick up. But it's based around music, the blues, and how the blues is like a foundational genre for everything else. That's damn near what it seems like it's telling, but it's still, a horror action movie type thing. It explores certain traumas, of course, with Black people. All right. One heavy part I thought about it was one of the opening scenes where this vampire is running from being killed. I.S.U.P.K and them on his hunter. They chasing this one. That one, the one devil who is the vampire in that they're advertising, that one person. He's in the beginning, and I.S.U.P.K on his ass. I.S.U.P.K the Native Indians, one of them. But they're trying to catch him and put him to death. And he runs up to this cabin with that's a KKK members. They don't trust him, but he's white. So they let him in. The Native Indian knock on the door, say, listen, man, we looking for this man. You may have seen him. I think he here. We need to get him. Then his brother in the back, the Native Indian brother, say, listen, man, the sun going down. We got to get out of here. You got to leave them. He's like, listen, it's still not too late. Let us get in and get this damn devil. They ain't give him up because they're racist. The Native Indians haul ass, get out of there before it gets sundown. He start killing everybody, turn them into vampires. Boom. So that's how the show starts. I'm not going through the whole thing on the show. I would say go see the damn thing yourself. The guy who wrote it, he hasn't made a shit movie, I think, ever. Right or wrong? Have anybody following his catalog?
No. Yeah.
I don't think he's made a shit movie ever. You mightn't like Michael B. Jordan. That's your prerogative. But I would say go see the movie yourself. All right? Everybody have different tastes. But I would say go see it yourself and see what comes up from it. But there's certain things in there for sure that lets you know that you could use as an analogy. I'm not saying he was saying these things in there, but you can use definitely as an analogy, right? So now you have the whole interracial thing. Go ahead, sir. Pat.
All right, sir. It was a great good movie to me because I like old school movies, movie buff, but I didn't even know it was a scary movie. It had to build all the way up to it. And I was like, oh.
No, from the beginning, from the beginning, you had that element in there. From the very beginning. Once again, okay, this is one movie I'm telling you. I know Israel like to be, El Cheapo. Just pay the money and go in the damn movie and watch the shit out. It's a different experience. It's a different, the sound is different. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. Shapad thinks it might not have been scary because he's a beast. He's an animal.
he beats up the gorilla. Yeah. He beat the gorilla, so it's like,
hardcore.
Yeah, he didn't care about the damn thing, right? No, it's not a scary movie. It's not gonna scare you out. You come from Nightmare on Elm Street and real legitimate fucking
zombies.
No, the horror movies now is not the same. That's why the horror movies now have a jump scare. The songs is louder to make it jump, but it ain't, Jason. Jason coming through it ain't that shit growing up. It ain't Pennywise from It. You get the point? If you survive that, this shit is not gonna scare you. You get the point? It's not gonna scare you. So of course he used the whole vampire thing about the vampire apparently can't come into your home. If they catch you outside at night, you're done. But they can't come into your home unless you invite them in. But of course, this group of black people do not know about these devils. They know racism, and they know y'all ain't supposed to be here partying with us. And if the clan find out y'all in here, they'll use that as an excuse to lynch all of us and say how we robbed you and raped your woman. So they don't want to let these devils come in. Now, these devils is vampires. What's the analogy there? White people trying to come into our culture. Get the point? White people trying to come into our culture, trying to come into our way of life because they like what we do. And that's what the devil was telling them. The devil is like, man, we like your music. Your music, we heard it from miles away, and it was calling us. And we want to come in here and party with you. Look, we play music too, and they play some bullshit. Some old bullshit that it have a beat, but it ain't our thing. And they say, hey, listen, we'll give you all our money, which is what happens with us in an analogy with our music, with our culture, where they come and they give us our money and they take our very soul, which is the whole theme of the damn show, selling your soul. They take our very spirit, the thing we used to live. That's why Sexy Red is so depressed, because she knows she ain't got no goddamn talent. You get the point? She understands that thing. And she making all this damn money. You understand what I'm saying? Like all our people, we don't let this oppressor come in and make deals with them and turned us more away from our God, more away from it. So of course, in an analogy, it's keeping the oppressors out. You have to keep them out. You can't make no covenants with them. You can't have no sort of deals with them. Separate. Thou art a holy people. You should remain separate so that you could be strong. That's in the Bible. Don't mix your seed with them so that you can be strong. Now, of course, there's an interracial element in the damn show. The brother playing twins. He's the same person playing the twins. One wears blue, one wears red. That's your blood and your crip, your Democrat, your Republican. One is cool like blue. The other one, he's a hothead. He's the amp up man. He wearing the red. He's with the white girl. Now they're trying to pass the white girl off as what? What's the word they use? Octoroon. You all know what an octoroon is? 1/8. Good afternoon, my octoroon. They're trying to pass off as an octoroon because her great-great-granddaddy or her granddaddy on her mother's side black. And she thinks she could talk a little twang. So she could come she invited to the cookout. And so begins the destruction of the black community. So begins, she's the one who let everybody in. Basically, it started with her. She came in there. She went outside to talk to the white people to see if they could come in and find out how much money they have and what they're going to spend after they told the white people they can't come in. She said, let me go talk to them because, of course, she white. And, of course, they set up this club to make money. She goes out there and talks to them. Every beast loveth his kind. They should have never, ever, had her in there. None of that shit. Now, again, this is an analogy. This is an allegory. There's similar things in it, how it's laid out. Was he trying to say that? I don't fucking know. It's art. It's art. Well, there's some things in there you can use. She goes out there, she get attacked. She comes back in, nobody knows anything. She comes back in, she kills one of the brothers. She runs out. He's now changed. They dismiss the whole block. They said everybody go home. They don't know them fools are still out there. And then they start killing those people out there. As they turn those into vampires now, they okay, the thing is, so the way how he put it together is that it damn near is that's what he's saying anything. Now I don't know for sure. That's what the hell I'm getting from it. As they turn into vampires, they move on the behest of the three devils who started it first. And then they started singing some old Irish jig. And all the black people is dancing with them, dancing with them. And then when he stopped singing, you got to go see it to see what I'm talking about. They all jump him like how niggas jump when a brother on stage and he just killed it. And they jump on his back and they're like, whoa, like they're cheering for him. That's your assimilation. That's your Eminem. That's your Iggy Azalea. They don't come in the culture now and they have backing from black people. You get the point? They have, come on, Shepard.
It's like the part where when they all came to the door and they was like, yeah, just come outside and be with us. You know, the rest of the world don't like us, but we.
Well, I come into that part. So this no, you had to see that the way black people jumped and cheered with him, and he didn't jump. He was just like, yeah, like bring it in. Like he's now the king of these niggas because he's making nigger music. It's not black music. It was some Irish jig. He was dancing. And of course, you know, the Irish always claim to be slaves, just like us. Right? So now after that, that part there is very pivotal. The way they celebrate with him is not like they get together and it's like Thriller and they all come together. They jump like he just scored a touchdown. And he's just there reveling in all this black adulation. Then they all come to the door. Now, of course, I'm skipping you along. There's more things happening. They all come to the door and they're trying to seduce everybody to come out. There's also a part in between where another brother came to the door. I could leave that out. They come to the door and they're trying to, you know, for people to let them in. Saying, listen, man, we all, like what Shepard was saying, we all one now. They didn't have to have no difference between us. Y'all could come out. Look, we all one. They don't like us. And you come out here and be part of us now. We'll all be one and we could topple their industry and we could topple the world. I think that's what you were saying, topple the world. And the whole thing was these black people done joined in with the oppressor and trying to get the last remnant who trying to stand strong. They're trying to stand strong. They say, nah, you ain't coming in. We ain't coming out. You know, we ain't going to do nothing. Y'all will never join you all. That's the whole spill. We're not joining y'all never coming in. And of course, the theme of it from like halfway through it is somebody coming to the door asking to come in. Or asking somebody to come out. Asking to come in, asking somebody to come out. And you know, in Genesis, it say what? If thou doest well, you'll be accepted. But sin knocketh at the door. You know the precept I'm talking about? Pull it for me, please. Right? Sin knocketh at the door. Go ahead.
Okay, the book is Genesis, chapter 4, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Right. No, that's what you have to look at. If thou doest well, won't you be accepted? So the fact that you're not accepted means you're not doing it how it's supposed to be done. You're not following whoever is in charge, which is the Most High. You're not following him. You're not following his men. You're not following who he said to follow. So you're not getting accepted because of that. And that's how it was initially with the oppressor. You can't be here. We don't want no part of you. And now they all come together and they want to be accepted. And there's no accepting. You make your music, you stay out there and make your music. But for us, we ain't doing none of that thing. And all they had to do was wait it out. Wait it out in there, sun come up. They would pass away and the remnants would have been there. Keep reading.
Don't cost. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
And they say, if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And that's what it was. Joining that oppressor was the sinful thing. That was the sinners. That was the thing that really, that's what you need to look at. They're gonna make it out like sinners is because, you know, they could have been godly or they could play the music. Because, you know, at one time that type of music was considered ungodly. Because why? The blues was so much about how life was hell. And of course, the Christian trying to please massa. So that type of music and the boom boom rooms and the bootleg, you know, how dare a nigga have fun? You're supposed to go pick cotton and be happy. The sinners is joining them. They the sinners, they on the outside. They the ones out. They can't come in here. We're gonna keep you out. But they did not do well because they had that Asian broad in there. All this time they have an Asian broad in there, and she lost her man, and the devil tell her, we're going after your child. And she said, F all these black people are. She said, F all these black people, and that's, you know, that's a movie right there. That's your whole thing right there. If you want to know how the bond get rated, stop Asian hate. Stop the Asian. The whole point of it, really, it seemed like we cannot be part of any of them in anything. Whether it's the oppressor, whether it's the Asian, no matter how nice they are, we can't be part of it because had they not had that white girl in there, had they not go, they could have gone to some black business that had could paint a sign. I think that's what they went for, to paint a sign and some other shit. They didn't need them Asians there, man. They did not need the Asian people in there. But you go to the nations for things you could have gone to your own people for. And because of it, you lost the whole damn town. You lost everybody because of it.
Right.
That, and in an allegory, it's, of course, it's in art, it's a vampire show. But really, if we were to say separate, and that's how, you know, your music and your boom boom rooms and everything survived because of segregation. Segregation protected us for a long, long time. For a very long time, even to modern day hip hop. You get the point? Modern to the invention of hip hop was what? Talking about our plight, talking about how hard life was. And then what? The introduction of what? The gangster rap. And at the same time, or shortly after, you have the small hats, the Jewish man, getting involved with it. So on the West Coast, he's funding who's them people again? NWA. And on the East Coast, he's introducing to Run DMC. Who? Tell me who. You're supposed to know.
The Beastie Boys.
The Beastie Bastards. Niggas can't rap for shit. That's how they sound. And they take Judite, Benjamite, and Puerto Rican music as their beats. You listen to music, that's, you know, reggae and calypso and hip hop, and they match it up in one. And they make beats for it, and they let us introduce them in. And now later, they done wipe out our art form, change it, everything over. Like he's really, it seems, again, like he's telling the story of what's happening to us because we done join these people. We done join these sinners. And it's so heavy that in the beginning, part of who was hunting this oppressor was I.S.U.P.K and the Native Indians. Like that was, I wanted to see later on if they're going to have another part of it that's going to show more of them. Because, brother, they was hunting him out. And they was, you know, girded up with their hat, the cowboy boots, real respectful, like how they say Reuben is. The excellence of dignity, knock on the door. Excuse me, ma'am, we believe there's a man in there. He's, you know, that's not who you want to be. And of course, the oppressor, you know, she being rude and not listening. But he's like, listen, you don't want him around. You need to let us come in there and handle this. Like the fact that he brought them in as part of our story, you know, it's something they're listening to UPK a little bit more. I'm trying to tell you, I think they're listening to us a little more than a little bit. You understand? Like who brings that aspect in with us? You know what I mean? Unless it's some actual historical part, which is another part of it. There's history there between the tribe of Judah and the Native Indians and I.S.U.P.K and all of that. You get the point. There's a whole history there. But for sure, you go see it for yourself. I would advise you go see it for yourself. Go pay the extra dollars, man. Get that old big IMAX feeling. Go sit down there and hear the whole thing, see the whole thing, and just take it in. Forget anything anybody said. If after you see it, you don't like it, whatever. You don't like the shit, it was trash, whatever. But if you could see what he's trying to put forward here, we should have just stayed separate. We could have for sure stayed fully separate and had what we need to have for ourselves. Keep Satan out. The Bible says don't give him no room to operate. Give him no room. Stay separate. Sin, knock it at the door, lie it at the door, waiting to come in. You know what I mean? He used the old school, art form with the horror and the vampires and that story. But to bring them in that aspect, in a segregated racist aspect, it was for sure our story. I would say definitely go check it out. I hope it ain't spoiled too much for y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give you all the whole spill, right? Nah, there's more. There's more. There's other parts up in there that you definitely need to see. Get the point? But we should for sure stay far from these oppressors. If you could put it in a movie like that and call them the devil, and say these devils and this devil and they're the devil, and there's a push to stay separate, what is that telling you in modern life? You should stay separate from these oppressors too. Don't be them sinners who are on the outside trying to get in. Keep them out. These is Negroes who done sided with the oppressor and trying now to water down what we have. What we have here is something powerful and pure and strong. But boy, you open the door and go to join with them, you're going to have something absolutely watered down, not resembling anything that was handed down to you and passed down to you. And much less it's just going to wipe you out. It's just a whole wipeout that happened. But it has the guise of, the horror movie thing with it. All right. I know I'm movie producer. I ain't no movie critic. I just giving you my 2 cents. Don't even worry about it. You don't got to see it if you don't want to. I advise you to, all right? We good to go? I think that's about it. I ain't got nothing else, because we good? I ain't got nothing else for you, man. It's 9:45. You can still catch the late show. You could still catch the... No, don't go tonight. Tune in tonight. We're going to be on the real command, the real General Yahanna from 10 p.m. Y'all check it out, all right? With that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat there.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements with I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and it's pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. It's a lot. Feast of the First Fruits starts after the Sabbath. Feast of Unleavened Bread, sundown. Sunday, April the 20th, 2025. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. Sunday, June the 8th, 2025. Start before sundown. You can find us in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 18. Not 18. Verse 10 through 22. It's like, sir, anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Come, sir. Remind Akim to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a troop in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband or scarf. And with that, I say I might give them, which means to stand. If you may remain seated. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Mount Shabbat, Mike, Barak,
Yahanna,
Yahanna, Yahanna, Saw, which means to turn. You may stand. Right. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel, Mount Shabbat, Mike, Barak, Yahanna, class dismissed.